Hey, what's up? So I would like to discuss few things with you all. Firstly, I've been suffering from ulcer, which was undiagnosed from God knows how many years. So I'm being completely devastated. I could not eat anything. I'm really just battling this. So I would like I got this idea of sharing this with all of the fellow sufferers who might gain some insight or some might use it to elevate their problems. So let's get started. This problem, I don't know because I live in India and there are fairly, I would say, threefold or more than that. There are a lot of factors that might play a role in developing this problem. So if you lived in a developed country, I think you have a better chance at reducing that number of factors to. But the part I like about India is that healthcare is not that expensive. I was living in France and oh boy, didn't I had a nightmare in trying to find a specialized doctor. I tell you why. Because the health center is public oriented, so they don't pay that much to the doctors. So the waiting line for a specialist doctor in France is like an year. So if I want to take an appointment, I have to wait a year. That's completely that's the reality. So, and I wouldn't doubt. I would obviously. I'm not sure about the quality of that's been offered because when your doctors are not, they're not paid. I don't have a rough estimate of what's the situation like, but in my experience, it was a total nightmare. So I would just, I would like to share something that this problem occurred to me last year. I was in France, and obviously, it's a different world from India. So first thing I started developing was change in my skin. I started having allergies, and I didn't notice. Also, second thing, because France is a really developed country, so I was more into trying their culture, trying their cuisines. I was like, there's so many things I want to try, and when I started, I was mostly concerned with sugar based food. They're really delicious, but at the same time, if you have a problem like that, that kind of mess your system. So I used to consume a lot of pain au chocolat. It's very cheap, it's just 70 cents if you buy it at Lidl or Aldi. And I was like an addict. So because obviously I was a vegan before um, I was I went to France. It completely changed me. So France is like the best place if you want to stop being a vegan completely. It's a nightmare. So what I was saying is also the climate. It's too cold. So you're less likely to chunk on uh, a lot of foods. And I'll be honest, I find these foods really bland. I was a person who used to dream about making all these smoothies and all, but it turned out to be complete like waste of money. So I found my pleasure in eating all these, you know, desserts of pain au chocolat. We could say pain au chocolat is chocolate bread, or you could say croissant. This is also fairly widely known in this whole universe. So then what happened was after this I started having pain in my abdomen, and it took me 6 months roughly to get uh, I was on basically the doctor that did, because there's a system in France that you need to go through first a general doctor before they, because if this doctor, which is a, say is a general doctor who deals with all kind of things, and if he feels that you deserve extra special attention, then he's gonna write something, and that paper is gonna earn you a right to a special doctor, a specialized doctor that's gonna see really dive on. So you cannot get any kind of test. They don't do that here. Maybe it's different in your country, but so that took me roughly 6 months. He just put me on magnesium. I was consuming a lot of magnesium, which was not helping me. And finally, what happened was the pain got so much that I started consuming painkillers. And the last 7 months was supposed to be funny. I was supposed to be traveling, making friends, and thinking about my life, just enjoying life. But completely, I would say I had some moments which I really appreciate, but most of the time it was a struggle. It was a big struggle. But what I've always believe in that whatever happens, you need to learn from that experience so that that doesn't happen again. So uh, I came back because obviously there was a lot of incidents. I tried getting help, but it wasn't just clicking. I had to wait a lot of time. So I decided to come back to my country. Situations are similar. I'm I was put on a medication plan, which was which I did for like 2 months, and now uh, we 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 did a test to identify if I still have the ulcer or not, and I'm still positive. So I don't know if what's gonna happen next, but I just want to give you this brief things I tried that helped me minimize my pain. First was I I I would say I reduced 95% of my wheat intake. That would sound some completely different, but you would gluten. If you're someone who's suffering with ulcer, I just feel that gluten is something that's gonna really mess your system, because gluten is not easy digestible. I'm also not a person who's a strong advocate of a carnivore diet, but I think a balance of both, and it depends on you how it's working for you. So you need to try these. So yeah, I was vegan, and now I'm kind of in the middle, but I'm really avoiding grains. I'm trying to avoid as much as I can. Just barely eat something. Things I eat normally would be like a cup of lentil with some rice. That's all I eat in a day. That's you see you like how you know, bro, you got some problems. I'm just not eating anything. I'm trying to exercise a lot, so you'll find me in a home, in a gym nearby. But that's it. I'm doing everything I can. So this was something I would like to discuss. Secondly, I would say you should also focus on you know diving in what could be the problems, trying to reintroduce foods that might help you. So yesterday I just tried introducing sugar in my life, and that, oh man, that was a complete failure for me. I just consumed this one cookie we got for this festival, and I had problems, the burning sensation. I couldn't tell you, it was a complete failure. So there's certain other things you could like look into, which obviously we could see. And I would completely be honest, I don't want to be a person who would rely all over my life on meds. I want to be completely away from all these things, because I've seen people like, if you see people, I've been around people who are just happy, who are just doing so much, who are happy, right? I want to be like them. So yeah, that's from my side. I hope you learned something. If you like it, I'll appreciate if you could subscribe and to like this video. Thank you. See you maybe next time. Goodbye.